Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Long Hop Cricket Podcast with me, Owen, and my co-host, Dave. In this episode, we're going to be covering the second ODI between Bangladesh and England. And who won the toss, Dave?
So England won the toss and chose to field first.
Chose to field first. Interesting. Do you think that's from England batting first last time and struggling a bit?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't waking up early enough to have a look at the pitch conditions. So, I'm presuming that they thought they'll be able to chase.
Yeah, I don't think there was that much difference in the pitch, actually.
I think it started to spin a bit more.
From watching it was
strange.
sort of too paced and sort of sticky, which I guess most of them are going to be.
If not all of them, right?
Yeah, so I think they probably felt a bit wobbly, like batting, I think. Well, it proved that they are a bit wobbly batting.
Well, they looked very good batting in the first ODI, didn't they? 309 is a fantastic score on a Bangladesh wicket. Are you saying that
I think they.
England thought Bangladesh were a bit wobbly?
No, I think they feel a bit wobbly. England with their batting lineup, which is easy to say after this game, isn't it?
Well, I think
like Captain Hindsight, but I do think they're a bit worried about the sort of top order.
I don't know. I think you would be worried if you hadn't got the three players who aren't on this tour.
You would be worried.
Yeah, if you hadn't got them waiting to come straight back into the squad for India.
I mean they were worried for this game, is what I mean. No. Not worried for England one-day international cricket.
I think England are confident in their ODI approach these days.
You think they why do you reckon they chose to bowl then?
They must have saw something in the conditions. Whether they thought we could put a squeeze on early on, which they did. You know, they knocked Bangladesh over fairly early.
Do you think it's because the bowlers are in good form, like Ball and Rashid, and thought we've got a really good chance of actually getting these guys pretty early? Like knocking them over for, less than 200. We've got a good chance. You see, I think that we bowled well second. Why would you change it?
There must have been something for them to look at the conditions. They must have thought, well, this might swing early on. Or whether they were worried about the dew.
Yeah, I don't know if that's enough for a captain to change his decision on whether he's going to bat or bowl first.
Well, the conditions definitely are.
No, yeah, I mean the sort of the dew, because it's going to be.
And the dew comes into.
It's going to be wet, isn't it?
The dew comes into the account. Well, it's
whether you're batting or bowling,
but it's not going to affect the batsman in the same manner it's going to affect the bowler.
Yeah, but you're going to have to bowl with a wet ball either way.
But to the same extent, bowling second. It's going to be more difficult, isn't it? The dew will be more prominent in the second innings than it ever will be in the first. That's why
it starts off in light, doesn't it?
It's twilight, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I guess.
So
it's getting,
I think maybe it starts to get a bit.
It might be a bit
crappy.
less, wouldn't it? If it's not so hot, humidity might drop a bit.
But then it's something to do with the humidity. When it drops, then it becomes sweaty.
Really?
The ball, then the dew drops. I was hearing him speak about it earlier.
Beat drops.
And I just think it was down to conditions. Do you want me to run through?
You're going to run through the Bangladesh scorecard.
So Bangladesh made 238 for 8. Iqbal made 14. Centurion last week, Kays made 11. Rahman 3. Mamadullah, a really good 75. Raheem made 21. Al Hassan just made the 3. Now this is where it started to get away from England, really. I think it was from about the 40th over onwards. Sadiq Hussain made a 29, and then Nazir Hussain and Mortaza. They pretty much had an unbeaten partnership. They got out towards the very end, but that was just through crazy run-ins.
44.
He made a quick 44 off 29. Mortaza the captain, and Nazir made 27 off 27. That really started to swing things because England had got them at a run rate of 4, and they had got them 6 down, and then when those two started to, when Nazir and Mortaza started to bat, they looked.
You find that a lot in cricket games, actually.
Just
when
swung everything.
When the tail does really well, it motivates the bowlers for the batting side, and the bowling side just get completely demotivated. Like, that's got to have had effect on England's top order, isn't it? Because you'd be thinking when number 10 comes out, like, right, let's get ready. This is what we're going to be. Let's sort of start getting ready to get out and bat.
Though you're thinking they didn't. Yeah, they made all 50 overs, but you're thinking you can understand if the tail wags and it takes them from 270 to 300. That's massive. But you still got to go out there and think 238. Isn't a big score. That should be way under par.
That shouldn't be a worry.
But did you know
letting them get over 200 is
I was watching it earlier, I think Dominic Cork was saying that 238 is bang on the average score in Bangladesh over the last few years. Yeah,
in the ODIs.
Yeah.
So, right, okay, right. So they actually did completely average.
Well, maybe I still think that was for international cricket under par. 238.
You'd hope England would be able to chase 2-3 overs.
Yeah, to go and get 239 should be
a big score at all. Not these days.
I know you're a bit hot on wides.
No, it was just annoying me. The last game that we watched was annoying, but only 6.
Yeah, England brought it down. There you go.
Well, it's 4 less. I mean, I don't think 10 was bad. It's just annoying me in the last game when we were right up against it and England were bowling wides towards the end when they needed, I think it was less than run a ball.
I think that just...
And start bowling wides.
Just happens.
Just annoys me.
So I think the pick of the bowlers probably was Wokes. I think 2 for 40 off his 9. They did really well at the start of the innings. They gave both long spells to both Wokes and Willie, 6 overs each. And they seemed to just kept it really tight and Wokes got the wickets early on. Rashid was slightly expensive towards the end. But he again picks up wickets, 2 for 53.
What was Moen like? How did Moen
really economical until they started to go for the onslaught towards the end, and then Rashid and Moen started to get it a bit. You see. Ball, another great day for Ball. 2 for 44 off his 8.
That's good, isn't it?
And Stokes bowled brilliantly for his 1 for 22 off 6. To go at 3.67
it's really good.
One day international is fantastic.
Like we said, I don't think England did badly to get them to 238.
That's not a score where you're thinking it's 40 over what you should.
They're going to be annoyed that the tail's wagged as much as it has.
I think
they should be finishing them once you got through the top 6. England should be backing themselves to get those last lot out for not much more than 30, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they did. I don't think they did themselves justice after what the bowlers had done.
Was the bowling bad? Do you think, or
England's bowling?
Yeah, no, to the tail, or were they just striking the ball really well?
It was just that onslaught where you expect every ball to go, and it came off today.
Right. Okay. So they got a bit.
I think standout innings for Bangladesh. Although that Mamadullah got 75 off 88, it's a fantastic knock. I'd probably give it to Mortaza.
Yeah,
44 off 29.
Yeah,
and just came in and just completely changed the game.
The point that he did it at as well.
In hindsight, it was on his head, but when I was watching it, I didn't feel worried. 250, 260. Exactly. Then you're starting to feel it's competitive. But 238 really shouldn't be too much of a problem. Do you want to give us a run through of the England innings then?
England innings. So Jason Roy, 13 off 21. James Vince, 5 off 10. Duckett, 6-ball duck. Johnny Bairstow got 35 off 53. Ben Stokes got a 5-ball duck. Josh Butler, 57 off 57. Moeen Ali got 4 off 10. Chris Wokes, 7 off 9. Rashid got 33 off 44. David Willey, 9 off 31. And Jake Ball, 28 off 22.
204 all out off their 44.4 overs. That's a sorry excuse for a batting card, isn't it? That's England of old.
Yeah, there seems to be in the top order. There's not enough people doing well.
Oh, I said to you last week. A couple of days ago. Well, first of all, that's crazy, isn't it? That they've had one day off.
Had another game.
One day off wasn't enough. One day off wasn't enough for us, let alone them.
Yeah, but you'd be fine playing another game of cricket.
In Bangladesh?
Yeah. It's a whole day.
Yeah, but...
Be fine. If they played another one the day after tomorrow...
Footballers don't do it, do they? Rarely do it, especially they wouldn't do it in Bangladesh.
It's somewhat of a different sport, though, isn't it?
What?
It's a little bit more intense.
All day in the field, steeping hot heat.
It's not all day in the field.
So how long are you out in the field for them? How long is it? 50 overs?
Probably 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
And then potentially have a chance. But I don't think it's enough.
It's fine.
If you put it against a footballer who might have 90 minutes out in the winter, it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, I know. Well, it literally is a different ball game.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. I think they should have given them 2 or 3 days.
I think if they had another one the day after tomorrow,
if it's T20, I don't really mind because it's a bit of a.
If England are blaming that on that, then
I don't think
that's bad.
I don't think they would do. That's not an excuse I'm making. It's. I don't think.
It's not ideal, is it?
Well,
it's not ideal.
I think it's.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I think it's different. If it was England conditions, you might be able to get away with it. But the guys are going to be. You saw it on the TV screen.
What?
They must be exhausted when they come off that pitch. All their water reserves must have left. They must be absolutely knackered.
I think it's all right. They're not going to have done hard training yesterday or this morning, are they?
No, but
they'll have just rested.
They've just gone and done. I think if you give them 2 days off, 3 days off, there's no rush, is there, for this? It's a winter tour. It's not like we've got to think of other things for the English summer. I don't think it's enough.
It's a bit bizarre, but I wouldn't expect England to do that badly from that.
No, it's not an excuse. It's a. I'm going to be honest. I'd prefer to have watched it 2 days.
Well, had a bit of a rest.
Have a bit of a break.
So you get your interest back. Because it's quite a long time to watch as well. Yeah. If you'd watched the whole of that one day.
Well, let's take it from if you've got a friend who's not that interested in cricket and you're thinking, well, the cricket might be the sport for you. You've had a great day on Friday.
Yeah.
You've watched a great game, fantastic game.
Yeah.
Bangladesh, just lose.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks
when
to
they shouldn't have.
5 wickets off 9 runs.
Good bowling.
And your mate there is buzzing. He's really enjoyed it. He's had to watch it all day, but he's thinking, you know what?
Good advertisement for cricket.
I've just really enjoyed myself. And then you say, all right, mate, come back over on the Sunday. We're going to watch it all over again.
I don't think you'd do that, would you?
But you got to imagine it's probably easier for people who are interested in cricket, but cricket's not exactly buzzing off the walls at the moment. It's not the greatest advertisement, is it? Having games so quickly.
More of a point for the viewers, isn't it?
No, what is really nice to see, and I'm slightly surprised actually, is to see how filled the Bangladeshi stadiums are.
Yeah, they love it. They're all dressed as tigers.
They're big enough stadiums, they're bigger than some Premier League football grounds.
Yeah.
26, 25,000 capacity stadiums. Excuse me. And they're loving it, which is nice. I'm probably going to put a slight bet on that the test matches won't be so filled, but it's nice to see them getting on and bringing in a crowd, because it can't be easy for Bangladesh. It's being expected to lose most of the big top 8 games. I know they've been playing the likes of Afghanistan and if you like minnow countries.
Well, this is showing that they're getting better, and they will. It's like Sri Lanka.
They're a dangerous team.
It's not that long ago Sri Lanka weren't really. They were a bit of a minnow team, and then they had world class players come through.
So let's try and
Right, having a look at the
scorecard,
England scorecard. Who are you most disappointed with in their innings? Because you can't really say you're disappointed in James Vince, can you? Because you got to be expecting that now.
Well,
you'd be surprised if he did well.
I watched it and saw him get out, flailing at one. Hit gully pretty easy.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, he just can't buy a run. Cannot buy a run whatsoever. And you got to think that maybe, I don't know, maybe he was slightly put off because we haven't gone through the bowling figures yet, but Al Hassan opened the bowling with his spin and was bowling really well. And whether he thought, you know what, being at the top of order, I thought it might be easier to play because I'll be playing against purely seamen. It's not going to swing too much.
Yeah.
I'd take the seamers on.
Could be.
But it's poor shot selection, isn't it?
Yeah, but are you disappointed?
I'm not expecting it.
Yeah, it's not.
Roy, I'm not disappointed with. He got out. It's just one of those things. He looked like he picked up an injury, actually, and he looked like he just started to tee off.
Oh, right. Oh, I thought you meant from when he got out.
No.
He pinged him right above, just missed his pad and hit him just above his knee. Must have absolutely killed. But that was stone dead.
Duckett missed. Well,
Duckett played across the line.
Came back in, didn't it?
Oh, no, he didn't play across the line, did he? He's just massive gap between bat and pad. And it was quite a big shot as well.
Golden duck. Best, though, it was a scratchy 35. It wasn't fluent. There's only the one boundary there. And he looked like it was just like, okay, I'm going to have to just stay here.
Yeah. Well, he's looked to play the right innings, hasn't he?
Stokes 0 after a fantastic 100, and then
what is he doing? 0. What's he doing? It's such a bad shot. It's almost such a bad shot.
It's almost as well. It's if not as bad as something Vince would do, isn't it?
Why aren't they playing straight on a pitch that's
bottled
sort of
it, haven't
sticky?
They've bottled it. Yeah.
But it's
and Stokes just thought, I'll relieve the pressure. I think it was.
Relieve the pressure.
How many ball ducks he got? I think he's one of those players
5 ball duck.
Well, on that 5th ball, he was thinking, I can't bear to be on 0 anymore. I'm going to go after it.
He didn't even go after it though. He just played across the line. It wasn't like it wasn't a heave.
No.
He's just played across it.
Effectively, his pad played.
Surely, right before England have gone out to bat, they've gone 230. Was it 235? Yeah, 230. Yeah,
238.
You're thinking 238. You go. If we play straight and we play properly, this is not a problem. Yeah. Just play properly, and then people start playing across the line.
He should have really accompanied Bairstow in a gritty knock. Bairstow's wasn't pretty at all. Though the next man came in 57 off Butler.
Yeah, 57 off 57.
And I was watching that, and maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, 360-degree shots all around the wicket, reverse sweeps. They were almost your get-out shots, weren't they?
It still annoys me when people
he's taking a risk,
that.
Right?
Yeah.
And he looked, it was like he only faced a few balls, started playing the shot, started playing it really well. Looks like it's become certain players like Butler's, just their strengths, their main armories.
Natural timing is unbelievable.
The way that Butler picks up length and the way that his hand-eye coordination comes in and he can play shots anywhere.
Would you let him do that in test matches? It's your game. If you play unorthodox, then that's what you should go out and do.
I don't think...
if that was the scorecard in a test match, would you be happy with Butler's 57 or 57?
Yeah.
You would?
Well, yeah, especially if we're only getting 200.
Yeah.
I think...
It's interesting though, isn't it? Do you let him... Is that the way he plays?
If you said to me Butler's gone out and done a 57-57 more times rather than not in his county game next season, then bring him in, let him play his natural game. But he hasn't played long format cricket for 9 months or something ridiculous. Yeah. So Butler is a fantastic ODI player, and he's really kind of the only standout player here. Do you
think it's helping him being captain? Not that he was doing bad before. Do you think he's quite enjoying it?
He boiled today, didn't he? There seemed to be a slight disagreement. We'll get onto that.
Yeah, we'll get onto that later. But yeah,
maybe. I just think he's one of those players that can just come into it.
I think he's just in really good vein of form.
Yeah, and he'll just be able to make runs.
Is Moen in this team as a bowler?
Well, he's an all-rounder, isn't he? Just like Stokes and Wokes.
So he's in this team as an all-rounder?
They love using these 6 bowlers in case one doesn't come off. Say Stokes doesn't come off, they've got 20 overs of spin. If Ali doesn't come off, they can reduce that, and then they can bring in more overs from Stokes or Wokes. Which is really nice to have 6 bowlers in an ODI because you're not pressured into one particular route, are you?
Yeah, you're right. So he's batting at 7.
Yeah, but Mo's going to do this, isn't he? They don't bat him in a serious position.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
But who's he going to get in front of?
Yeah, well, that's what
exactly.
I'm looking at the scorecard, and you're thinking...
Really, Butler should bat in front of Stokes, and then it should be a toss-up between Stokes and Moeen who to go in next. Probably Stokes deserves to get in front of Moeen just because of what he's done in international cricket. But he's been given more of a chance. I think...
Yeah, I don't know if Stokes... Like you say, I'm not sure Stokes should be batting that high, but...
I'd stick Butler in front of him and then just switch them around. I think Stokes is a better batsman than Moeen, but...
I don't know if there's too much in that.
I think Moeen... would rather have Moeen maybe in front of my test team.
Yeah.
But in one day, I think Stokes is probably
he's actually
better ODI player.
It's probably not that bad having him there in a one-dayer.
When we saw the heroics, well, almost, of Rashid and Ball. Rashid did 33 and Ball of 28.
It was good to watch as well. Bit of calypso cricket going on.
Yeah, they brought it down to just needing to win by 35 runs.
Yeah, it was run a ball, wasn't it? Or a little. Yeah, it was 36. They need 36 off 36.
But, okay, Ball played a...
Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it?
You can't blame him.
Why is he playing that?
You
can blame him. He's chosen to play the shot.
Yeah, but
he doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to do it.
The 10 batsmen before him.
No, well, it's not his fault he's in that position. You should never be relying on him to win you the game. But when he gets in the situation where it's really possible he could...
He obviously bottled it as well, but...
Do you think it's the 3 dot balls before? And he's thinking, if I get 4 off this over, then we're all right. If I hit a boundary,
you think they were getting worried?
I think he was. I think he
starts to creep away. It starts to go to 6 and a half, 7 over. Then he's thinking, because obviously it only takes a couple of balls towards the end of innings for that run rate to really rise.
You only want yourself in with a shout going into the last over, though,
but
don't you?
He should
be saving that for the last over.
He played such a great knock beforehand. And it looked like Rashid was giving him the strike when Rashid should have...
Yeah, he's striking the ball well, but...
Rashid should have really taken the reins.
Once you catch up, though, like they did, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, well, Rashid was stuttering at the other end slightly, wasn't he? Trying to give Ball the... And do you think they could have sorted that out better, thinking, do you know what? Maybe a few words beforehand. Let's just get it down to 3 overs instead of the 6, and then have another look. Because if you could get it down by another 15 runs, get 5 and over, or even go...
If I was out there if I was one of them, I'd be saying let's keep it below 15 going into the last over.
Well, then you would have had to effectively go.
Yeah, and then we'll have it go. If it's if we're in with a shout if it's 15 or less in the last over. Well, because the last wicket partnership.
But they're not going to get that if they're going to get singles, are they?
Yeah, but he doesn't need to play that kind of shot.
No, he doesn't. It's a shame, really. Let's have a look at the bowling figures then. There's obviously the standout player, Mortaza again.
Yeah, he's had a cracking game.
He's had a really good game here.
He got man of the match, didn't he? Undeserved.
He's gone off his 8.4 overs, 4 wickets for 29 runs. A run rate of under 3.5. Fantastic. Al Hassan started well and started to get bullied actually towards the end, but he picks up 1 for 50 off 9. Nazir Hussain, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
1 for 29 off his 10.
That's.
When was the last time you saw someone go for under 3?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean it's really won the game, isn't it? Because that is just crippling. And then Sane won over 1 wicket.
Yep, came on and did the trick. Got Willie. Should we move on to this?
Yeah, the bit of argy-bargy going on.
Hoo-ha, yeah.
To be honest...
So Butler gets out and then it goes upstairs.
Yeah. And he's given, and then he gets the biggest send-off you've ever seen.
It was extreme, that send-off, wasn't it?
It annoys the hell out. Why do people do that? He doesn't need to do it.
No, well, there's like 3 or 4 of them, wasn't there? That really got down low to the ground. It was...
But they're all in a huddle away from the England, and then they turn and they
turned.
come up to them
and
do it right next to them.
Is it enough to make you lose your rag?
Yeah, it would piss me off, yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, especially if you're thinking...
You've probably lost the game because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was him and Wokes out.
I'm looking forward to the next time he comes out to bat.
Do you think he'll
in
bully?
The next one, yeah.
Well, he was
bullying.
bullying.
And they're going to go for him. Yeah. And when he gets out, he's going to get it, and so he should. And I hope England beat them in the next ODI.
So what happens now? Match referees.
If
they can't let that go because it's enough for us to talk about.
I wouldn't punish Butler. Punish the Bangladesh captain. You're captain.
Would there be an issue?
You're captain, and you're giving someone a send off like that.
Would there be an issue in international cricket in the world of international cricket, if Butler hadn't reacted to it? If Butler had walked off, would we be talking about it now? Because Butler could have made a complaint, and then that could have been looked at by the match referee.
Yeah, no.
So I think Butler.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there would have been anything made of it.
Though I don't like seeing it, but I think
the commentators would have probably gone.
That's a bit
probably
strong.
would have mentioned the facts. Like, well, yeah, there's no need to do that.
We wouldn't be speaking about it now, would we?
But I think he should make a thing of it. Definitely. I'm behind Butler.
But I think he will be punished for it.
Let him get away with it. Someone doing that, then they'll keep doing it. He'll think about it next time, especially when Ben Stokes starts picking a fight with him after the game. So what was that about? Why when he was shaking Bairstow's hand, he held on to it and wouldn't let him go, and then Stokes came over and had to push him apart. He just seems like a bit of a cock to me.
They should have a Royal Rumble. one in, one out. We'll make them theme music and have them running in. Who would win in that?
Royal Rumble. Oh,
Stokes is probably angry,
he's
right?
He's a big lad, yeah, and he looks angry. And he'll have had a lot of Red Bull.
Right, shall I tell you, this is completely off topic.
Right.
Do you know what Jamie Vardy's diet is?
Yeah. Well, port and some Red Bull, isn't it?
He has
before a game.
He has that the night before.
The night before, is it?
So he did it once and he...
Oh, right, okay,
So he has a port and Red Bull, which...
Well, he'll do that forever now.
The reason why Owen has brought up this a lot of Red Bull is we went and saw England versus Sri Lanka
at
this summer at Lords, and Ben Stokes is injured, but walking around the boundary...
He was going and doing a net session,
doing some net sessions, wasn't he? And he'd always have a can of Red Bull in his hand.
He went like 3 times, and each time he had a can of Red Bull.
But Jamie Vardy wouldn't have breakfast, even on game days. Huh? Do you know what we'd have for breakfast?
Have breakfast when I play a game of cricket.
Do you know what Jamie Vardy's breakfast... this is Premier League champion, right?
Lager. I don't know what.
Can of Red Bull.
Can of Red Bull. Nice. What? Just that? Just a can of Red Bull?
And then he has...
Surely that's too early, though, isn't it?
A cup of coffee, I think, after that.
Jesus Christ.
And then he has something really weird for lunch. Like... It's
Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's another Red Bull.
Another Red Bull.
But then it's like spaghetti hoops or like baked beans or something. It's something really like... You're thinking... The tumble drying movement in his stomach must be really grim. Anyway, what do you reckon would have to happen to you to get wrapped off on a Sunday?
When I was interesting you say this, I played 2 years ago. I was playing a game. Have we got long left? Have I got time to fit a story?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was playing a couple of years ago and in some pretty poor form with the bat, right? As in, I hadn't got a run all season.
How old were you?
Oh, this was a couple of years ago. So
so you were
I was like 20.
20.
Yeah. And I come out to bat at like 8. So I've dropped down the order, but still having a go because I'm trying to get some form. Miss like 4 balls, can't hit it. And it's this like standard village cricket old man spin that it doesn't turn. It's just slow, right?
Yeah.
And I just play all around a straight one and get bowled for nothing, right? And the wicket keeper Goes, oh, if I did that, I'd be so embarrassed. That's so bad. As I was walking off.
Did it spark anything?
Right. I didn't say anything. I just walked off. And it got to me. It really pissed me off, right? But I didn't get the chance to bowl at him.
Right, okay.
The year after. Right? Yeah.
This went on
The same team come, and I'm not thinking about it at all. And this fat wiki, right, is still giving it some.
It's the same guy from last year.
It's the same guy, and I'm umpiring, and I'm thinking, I can't wait, right? So it turns out it's a really close game. Gets the point. I've bowled, and I'm in my 8th over, and you're only allowed to bowl 8 overs each, right? And they've got one batsman who's doing really well.
Yeah.
We're getting wickets at the other end, and I take my 4th wicket in my 8th over, and this fucking wicket comes out. So I've got 3 balls left, and I'm on for my fifer. So he comes out, right, and I just stand in the middle of the pitch and just wait for him. Give him a bit of a stare, right, as he's coming out. He takes his guard. I go back, and I'm just like, I'm pretty tired, but I put maximum effort into this first ball at him.
What are you bowling?
Seam. Yeah, and he completely misses it. Just has no idea what he's doing. Goes between bat and pad and just goes over the top of the stumps, right? I didn't say anything to him, but I got a little closer than you should when you bowl. And then, the next wicket, the next ball, I bowled him and gave him rather a nice send-off.
Did you do the Jimmy Anderson? What was it?
Yeah, with Mitchell Johnson.
What are you chirping now, mate?
You haven't taken any wickets, mate. Yeah, no, and then he was a bit upset about it.
So do you reckon next time...
I hold grudges. That was a year between that.
So next time England come out to bowl...
He'll get it. He should.
It's Ben Stokes.
If I was a bowler, I'd be going for him.
And then do you think when Butler comes out to bat next, he's thinking, that's it, you're having it?
No, I think he'll be thinking, whatever I do, I cannot get out.
Okay, he's not going to go out there and...
He probably will. I mean, he can.
Well, he plays natural game, which is bullyish.
If he comes out and England are like 270 off not that many, he'll just go ballistic and take him apart completely.
I'm having that.
He'll just be
that new record.
Really hoping not to get out. Yeah.
I think that sums us up for today's game.
Disappointing, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
The result. Well, just the way the result came about.
It sets it up nice for the final game.
Yeah, true.
So we're 1-1 now. The final game on Wednesday. You'll expect another podcast from us. We've quickly gone on to 3 podcasts.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody who listens to the last 2. And if you are listening to this, make sure you go back and listen to the first one.
Yeah, because listen to all the ones before. They're brilliant.
But make sure you listen to the first one just because you'll get a little bit more information about us. Obviously, you're listening to us, so you know where you've found us. We're on YouTube. If you go down to YouTube, into the little description, you'll see our email. You can email us if you want to. That's at longhoppodcast@gmail.com. Also, our Twitter handle is longhoppodcast. Make sure you like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Again, actually, we're trying to work out how many views we got. Because we both listen. I listened to it. I did a couple of test listens because I had a real bit of a mare trying to upload things yesterday. My first time doing it.
You managed to sort that though and cut down on the upload time.
Yeah, well, it was giving me like 8 hours to upload.
Yeah, if you've got any advice on how to upload videos, leave that.
But if you are listening and you've made it to the very end, could you just give the YouTube? Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Just so we know
I can't wait for the first person that makes it all the way to the end of a podcast.
And I can't wait.
I tell you what we should do. I watched YouTube videos, right, and they do real long interviews, and then they say a word at the end, and like the first person to think that word gets a prize.
What's the prize?
We'll mention their name
we'll give
in
you
the
a
next.
shout out.
But yeah, shout out to all our viewers
and subscribe, obviously.
I'll tell you what.
If we get a first subscription, we'll give them a shout out. If we can find
first subscription. If ever we become really rich with loads of sponsors, we'll give them some of that or an M of them.
Yeah, so tweet us a picture, and if you've just subscribed, so we can always keep this picture.
Picture
of their, because I'm not sure you'll be able to see
Not a
who
picture of
subscribes to
them.
you. Of them subscribing, so we know what their
right, I
YouTube
see what
handle
you
is.
say. Yeah, okay.
So if ever the day does come where we can give something out, we'd love
It'll
to
go
reward
straight to
our
you.
first one. That's it from us. Look forward to speaking to you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah, big gap this time.
Thank God, I can have a break. And obviously I was finding it difficult to
Yes,
upload, so
okay,
I was
yeah,
on it
alright.
yesterday all day.
Yeah.
So thanks again, and
Get
stay
in
tuned.
contact.
Yeah, do all the things we've just spoke to
Cool.
you about. Wicked.
Thanks for
again.
listening, guys.
Bye bye.